Hello, my loves, and welcome back to another episode here on Phoenix TV with your host, Shakti. So, today we're going to answer this question. Why the hell does knowing human design matter to me? Why should I freaking care? That's a really solid question. This is an esoteric system that not a lot of people really understand in depth. I think this video is going to help you go from obscurity and maybe some mild curiosity to a deep respect and a deep interest in how this really incredible system can fill you and help you direct your life and your life path with an enormous amount of clarity. If you're new to me, hello and welcome. I'm Shakti, the host of Phoenix TV with Shakti. And if you're returning, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome on back. So let's get into this video now. Okay, so welcome back. Let's dive in. If you're brand new and not familiar with me, like I said in the intro, my name is Shakti and I'm a business alignment mentor. I specialize in helping coaches, healers, and other soul-led entrepreneurs bring their business into a deep sense of alignment without burnout and without hustle, and I use a variety of things for that: strategic marketing, human design, and energy psychology. I was trained in human design and I started learning about human design beginning back in 2016. And my specialty within the system is career and business consulting. That is my passion. I myself have been an entrepreneur for over 16 years, and I've found that this really beautiful system supports the entrepreneur so powerfully in validating the things that feel correct for them and eliminating the things that don't, so they don't waste their time. So what is the human design system? First of all, let me define the system part. Most of us at this point are familiar with astrology, for example. Astrology is a system. It is a system of knowledge that gives us a certain amount of information based on the placement of the planets and the different relationships that these planetary bodies, these luminaries, have to elements of our time on Earth. When we are born, when we come onto the planet, we come into time through a very specific quality field. When we come into this space of time, there are certain coordinates, certain data points that get programmed into us that determine how we end up showing up in the world, what we end up struggling with, and how we can optimize our experience in reality. Astrology is a system that gives an opening into that, and human design is another system. What's very unique about human design is that it is called a quantum system. What that means is that we're not just dealing with the information based on your birth time, the moment you came out into the planet. We're also dealing with a set of data points from about 3 months prior to your birth, when your physical body starts to form or come into a state of completion, we should say, in womb. Okay, so it gives us a lot of information about those two data points before your birth and once you come onto the planet. That is different than something like astrology. Now, human design is the science of how we are different. What makes you different from me and from anybody else on the planet? We always hear this saying, right? We're snowflakes. No two of us are alike. Why is that though? How is it that no two of us are alike? That is the question that human design answers for us. Now, this could be a 3-hour video if you really wanted to deep dive into all the different facets of what makes us different. But what I'm going to do in this video is just give you a really basic understanding and a really nice metaphor that I use with my students to understand the impact that this system has on you. I want you to imagine, and we're gonna, for the purposes of this example, we're gonna talk about the moment of your entry onto the planet. I want you to imagine that as you are coming into the planet, as you are being birthed into the world, these planets, these luminaries, these planetary figures are hovering around the aura of your birth, right? They're hovering around in space in certain positions. okay, in certain organizations. And each one of those luminaries acts like a giant camera filter, right? So Neptune has a filter, and Pluto has a filter, the sun has a filter, and all these planets, and the moon has a filter. There's these filters based on the positioning of this luminary. It has a certain filter that it's currently shadowing over the Earth. And through that filter, traveling millions and billions at a time, are tiny, tiny particles called neutrinos. These are completely imperceptible, but they have mass. We discovered that in the 90s, after the human design system was actually channeled. This wisdom came through the channeling of human design and then was verified by scientists later. These tiny, tiny particles called neutrinos carry mass. And because they carry mass, they have an impact on us. So we come into the world, we're being flooded by neutrinos into our aura. Our aura comes in nice and clean and shiny. These neutrinos are coming towards us. They're passing through these filters of these luminaries. And as these neutrinos flow in through the filter of these different planetary bodies, these different luminaries, they pick up information from that filter, and they keep traveling down into your aura, and then they're picking up more information through all these filters that are coming as they're coming towards you. And then all of these particles, these neutrinos that have now been programmed with some sort of energy substance, as they've passed through these filters, ping into your aura. So they crash into the aura, they create this sort of resonance imprinting on your aura. And now your aura is imprinted with this resonance, like a unique musical melody. Because no one, unless you are a twin, and even with twins, there's a slight deviation in time that can affect the development of their design. No one has the exact same resonance that they're born into, because it depends not just on the day you were born and the time you were born, but the city you were born in, the exact coordinates of your location. So this resonance that gets pinged into your aura then becomes the resonance of your aura. And, in a perfect world where there's no challenge and no obstacles, you would then move around reality, resonating this way, the way your aura was always meant to be resonating, and reality would respond to the resonance of your aura, and you would experience these really beautiful things in resonance with your aura. But that is not what happens. Life happens, conditioning happens. We are born sometimes into unsavory situations. We encounter a lot of challenges very, very quickly. And what ends up happening when we are experiencing those things is it starts to kind of ding our field, and it starts to change the way we are tuned. A lot like an instrument, when it doesn't get used over time, or if you misuse the instrument, it falls out of tune, and then you have to retune the instrument in order for it to make the sound it was originally intended to make. Your aura is very similar. So as you fall out of tune based on what's happened in your reality, you then need to come back into tune. This is where learning about human design and learning about conditioning and deconditioning is so powerful. And then you get an opportunity to retune yourself back to your natural frequency, which then creates correct experiences and correct magnetic, experiences. So this is the power of understanding your human design, really knowing how you were wired to thrive in this matrix of reality. Despite how many videos you've watched, and I guarantee there have been many, about escaping the matrix, we can't. We can't physically escape the matrix. And in fact, our incarnation, the whole point of the incarnation was not to escape the matrix. It was actually to participate within the matrix. And human design gives you the ability to know how to best participate without getting swept up into the drama that's happening all of the time on this planet. So human design is actually your cheat code program to making it through reality in a way that feels easier and much less resistant, in a way that brings to you experiences, people that are correct for you, that are aligned for you, and keeps you out of ditches where you really are just going to be spinning your wheels and spending an unnecessary amount of time. That is why you should care about human design. That is why you should be so excited to learn about human design. And if you are in Florida and you are local, I have an in-person human design workshop happening. It is a 4-hour half-day retreat in Florida, and I would love for you to join us if you are local. You can go ahead and check out that link below to sign up and register for your own ticket. We are capping it at 20 students, so it will be a small event. And I cannot wait to initiate you in person into this really beautiful system that I know is going to transform the way you move in the world, the way you see yourself, and the way you see your past. It really is revolutionary what happens when you begin to understand why some of these things might have happened that happen in your world, and how to either avoid them from continuing to happen or to recreate them if they were really positive experiences that served you really powerfully. Thank you again for joining me for this episode on Phoenix TV with Shakti, in this introductory video of why the hell you should care about learning about human design. I hope that you are excited about learning about human design. And if coming to an in-person experience is not possible for you, I'm also happy to sit with you for any private session. I offer a 90-minute session called an Ignite session, where we get to look at your chart and we get to look at your career and your business and really help you find deep fulfillment that feels correct for you. Again, if you haven't yet liked and subscribed, please do. And if you know someone who would love to watch this video to learn more about why they should care about human design, or you're actually trying to convince someone that they should care that doesn't totally believe or care yet, this is a great video to send. Please feel free to send it their way. And again, if you'd like to connect on social media or like to connect further, check out all the links below. I'll leave them in the description. Have an amazing one until we meet again.